We're gonna start it right there, baby.
I love
Proclamation
That's
of
it.
the title. Your new cup. Your that's a mug. It's just a mug, right? I don't have anything like this, but you sent this to me. So what's up, social media world? We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we are on Twitch, we are on YouTube. Did I say them all? I think I got them all right there.
That's a lot. Yep, that's a lot.
I'm getting up there.
If you're watching somewhere that he didn't mention, let him know.
Yeah, if I forgot. If I didn't hit the platform that you're on, please let us know. I'm getting my screen up with our group so I can see people who are commenting and stuff. If you are watching, I see people jumping in. Jump in the comments, say what's up, say hello, let us know.
And say happy birthday, Jeff.
And you
Gargas.
can say happy birthday. That's all right too. You can do that too. Thanks, Dave. So, Dave, it's been funny for like the last week. It was actually, when was it? It was probably 3 or 4 days ago, into last week, whatever. And something about my birthday. Oh, because I don't know, something was going on. And my wife's like, "Well, do you want something special for a day?" And I'm like, "It would, but it's not on my birthday. It's for like this coming Saturday." I'm like, "For what?" And she's like, "Well, we're probably going to celebrate your birthday." I'm like, I keep forgetting. I said, if it was not for Dave Schmittou saying something about my birthday every other day, I would be forgetting that my birthday is next week. And it's continued. And like yesterday, it was the same thing. I'm like, oh, yeah, tomorrow's my birthday.
Birthdays as an adult are a much different thing, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm kind of like, my brother was like, so what are you doing? Anything fun today for your birthday? I'm like, I'm working.
He's like, hello, we're doing this.
Well, yeah. This is work. This is part of my work now, buddy. And he's like, oh, that sounds fun. I'm like, well, I enjoy it, so I consider that to be a good thing. So, I'm good with that. But I'm drinking out of, Dave got me this, sent this to me, which I think is great. But it's unique. I don't have it. I don't have a mug. It's just like interesting. It's kind of like this metal top to it, like ring to it. So, and I'm drinking today courtesy of our good friends at Rivalry Brewery, rivalrybrews.com. This is an Ohio brewery. It's out of Westlake, Ohio. It's Sibling Revelry Brewing. Let me see if I can get that on there. This is a red ale. I've never tried it before, so I'm trying it right now on air.
What's so cool about this Rivalry Brews is that they literally send you beers from all over Ohio. It's not like they just have their own brewery.
Yeah, they're not
literally a distribution company for all these Ohio beers.
They have one of the partners. There's 3 guys. One of them does own a fantastic, like, top of the line brewery and restaurant up in Cleveland called the Butcher and the Brewery. It's incredible. So they do have that, but that's not the beers that they send out. So they've got these agreements. These are beers that they love and that they share out. So they ship them. So they are the only organization in Ohio that's actually shipping Ohio beers outside of Ohio now, which is awesome. So
that's very cool.
It's really, really cool. So let's say what's up to some people. We got people in here. So
I'm seeing Nikki's comment on here. I'm wondering, Nikki, does your mom ship to Stowe, Ohio? Because apparently she makes a phenomenal meatloaf.
It sounds like it. Yeah, that could be good. Maybe we need to let us know, Nikki. Maybe we can pull that up. What's up, Joe? Livia's here. Brianna's here.
And Joe, I want to point out that I did change my shirt specifically for you this morning. You made a comment that I was wearing a fancy shirt. So no more buttons, back to the T-shirt. So that's just for you, Joe.
I got buttons. I don't know what you're doing.
Oh, you're fancy. I know.
Nikki, good to see you. Amanda's here. Lindsay's here. Mr. Van Scott's here. Kate's here. Thanks for all the birthday wishes, guys. Appreciate that a whole lot. It's been like crazy. I've gotten so many messages and comments, and Voxer brings a whole nother world into it. People are dropping like voice messages and stuff like that. So you would think we wouldn't have had any way to send voicemails or voice messages before Voxer, but
right.
So anyway, I do appreciate that you decided to unfancy for this. Like, that's very important.
I got to make you look better. I know we're next to each other on the screen, and if I'm showing you up, then that just doesn't do anything for the world's okayest mentor. I got to make you look distinguished.
I agree. So, hey, Kim, good to see you. Michelle, good to see you. Dave, what are you drinking? Because I have not. So, full transparency, I am the reason Dave has not gotten his beers from Rivalry. It's not them, it's me. So I got to get them to you. But what are you drinking right now?
Did we just break up somehow? It's not you, it's me. Is that what you just did to me? It's not you, it's me? Me?
So when you just said did we just break up, I thought I might have like froze. Like,
oh no, it's not you, it's me.
Oh no, it took me a minute in my old age to get there, but I got there with you. No,
okay,
Dave, I will never break up with you.
Oh,
so
boom, all the feels,
safe, buddy.
all the feels.
What are you drinking though? What do you got?
It is just a blue moon today, so just going with the old standard, nothing fancy.
This is not bad. It's a little. I like light beers typically. This is a little darker, but.
Well, now that you're getting older, your tastes are going to get more distinguished, and you're going to start going more towards those dark beers. So enjoy this.
I don't buy into that. Whole, like, dark beers are distinguished. Nah, like whatever beer tastes good is good.
Whatever.
It's
it all
all
does the same
bad
thing.
for you. It's
right.
all killing brain cells. It's horrible. We shouldn't drink it anyway. So like, what does it matter? Typically, I like the bourbon. This is a great bourbon cup, by the way. Like this is like. It'll look like coffee. It's gonna be good. Anyway,
we're gonna have so many questions for you now in the mornings when we see you live and you're sipping out of that cup, right?
I'm gonna have to prove it every time, right? It's like, no, well, actually, this honestly looks a little bit like coffee when it's in there. So I think I could pull it off. This is great. Anyway, a bunch of other people jumping in here. So Marlena's here. Hey, what's up, Marlena?
Woohoo!
See ya. Martin's on here. Beth's on here. Jeff Kaplan's here. So I gotta give a shout out to my amazing team because I got this in the mail, a nice card from them with a very nice message inside.
Aww.
And they hooked me up with a gift card, by the way, which I spent very quickly. So I don't typically. It was a perfect gift because I don't typically buy anything Nike because it's too expensive.
Yeah.
So like that's one of those things. Like that's something I would never do for myself. Is like go spend bunch of money on Nike. Now, I'm also the type of guy, like I get a gift card and I'm like, okay, so now I've got free range to spend some money because I'm saving so much on the gift card, right? So huge shout out to the Teach Better team. Like I'm so lucky to work with all of them. It's awesome.
That's the truth. That's the truth.
Yes.
You're working with some all-stars. That is for sure. They make you look so much better in so many ways.
So do. It's, I used to always say when I was in a band, playing in my band, I used to always say that I had a band. I had 3 guys that were better musicians than I could ever be because they made me sound good and stuff. And now it's just the same thing. It's with the team. They just help me look good. I just trick everyone continually.
That's it, man. You got to find people that make you look better. That's it.
It's just how it is. So, Beth, I won't go to running shoes. I don't know if I'm weird like that. I really don't like Nike running shoes. I don't.
Well, we just lost the sponsor, Jeff. If Nike was thinking they had us, you just got it.
Maybe if they sponsored this, I'd consider it.
But Asics and Brooks and Hoka, come on down.
So I happen to be a Brooks guy for now, at least. I really like Brooks. I'm on my fourth or fifth pair with them, and I really like them. So I go straight GTS with them. So what are you running? You probably go barefoot like some sort of like
yeah, exactly. That's only when I'm running in the mountains. No way. No, I'm an Asics guy. I've tried Brooks. I've tried Nike, but I guess I just have funky feet or something. But I always get rubs on everything except for Asics, and Asics work. So
hey, you gotta find what works. I just know when I first went, I'm like, I'm gonna go get some actual running shoes. I went second. We have a store, Second Soul, which is a great running store down the valley here, and I went there, and they put you in a bunch of different shoes. They have you jog for them. They watch you run a little bit so they can really figure out what, and then they measure and everything. And they had me do that, and he brought out 3 different pairs. I don't know what the third. I know the one was Brooks and one was a Nike, and like pretty expensive Nike. And I'm like, I didn't like it at all, man. I didn't like it at all.
Yeah.
So
I've got a question about that because I've gone to the running stores to get my shoes before. And they make you do the same thing. They look at your stride and they try to figure out if you got a pronation or whatever. And I swear,
they have you walk, they have you run,
every single person's got some sort of pronation, which means you now need the special $300 shoes to buy from the full commission salesman. So now, I just go to the little sporting goods store down the street and buy the shoes that feel good. I'm that guy that's running laps around the store. Yeah, and I'm fine. I'm good. So
I don't. I'll have to double check, but I'm pretty sure these guys don't make commission.
Okay.
So I don't think they do. But also, like he was really cool about not pushing. He's like, "Here's 3 that I recommend." And like, but I put on the Brooks, and I was literally like, "This is the shoe." Like I put it on. He's like, "You should stand up and like jog around a little bit." I'm like, "No, dude, this feels so good on my foot right now." I'm like, now with that being said, that was me walking in the store after I had started running. I've been running for like 2-3 months every day, and I was running in like 5-year-old shoes, and they were parkour shoes, and then they made for like actually like running, right? So like, anyway, so I see we have conversations going on about Saucony. I love that's my socks. I wear nothing but Saucony socks. Like that's what I wear.
Anyway. I've got to ask. You said you bought these parkour shoes, Jeff. Are you out there? Are you one of the guys doing flips off curbs and jumping on walls and playing Spider-Man? Or
a fun fact that you may not know, but I actually spent some time working with the World Federation of Parkour and Free Running.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually helped put on a massive worldwide tournament out in Las Vegas. And one of the founders, and now I think he's the president. I don't know if he's president or whatever he is now, but one of the founders of that federation is actually my father-in-law's cousin, who's a cousin of mine. So I've spent a lot of time with parkour athletes. If you're familiar with there's a show right now going on. I think it's on Fox. It's called Ultimate Tag.
Oh yeah.
I know 4 of the taggers, and I know one of the guys that just won. So like these are all guys that were like rookies when we put on our show and stuff, and they came in and stuff. So it's really cool to see different guys and popping up movies and stuff.
Is there anything you haven't done in anybody you don't know? I mean, it's your birthday. I'm not going to tell everybody how old you are. I'll leave that to you. But 3.5-ish decades of life.
3.5-ish
decades of life, and you've worked for rock bands. You've worked parkour. You're working with educators. You've worked in a college. You've done everything, and you know everybody. I mean, how does Jeff Gargas get to be so amazing? I'm curious. Lies. Is it just attaching yourself to the right people at the right time?
It's just lies. Just lie to everyone until they give me what I want. No, so the parkour thing came in. Actually, it started with when I had the record label. We started with them because it was my wife's grandmother who said, "Oh, you need to meet David because you guys are so much alike. I think you guys would love each other." Da, da, da. And they were just getting rolling. They were like 3 years in. And I had the label, and it was actually like they did on the first version of their site. They had like 10 athletes that they represented at the time. Now they have hundreds, and it was like they had a page where the athletes picked their favorite songs, and they were all using at least one of like our artists, like was part of the thing, and they were able to play it and stuff. And then I shut down the record label, went into stuff, and then I came on with them, helping them with. I built one of the websites, and then helped produce this event, and was just managing a lot of like. I think I was titled as like a regional manager or something. What my title was. I was working with a lot of gyms. I was working with gyms that were trying to put in parkour programs, working with athletes to bring them in and helping them, and then with events and stuff like that. But and then like that faded as this all started. Actually, like I started stepping away from them because this happened, and this team and Teach Better was the first time that I kind of said, okay, I'm going to stop doing 500 things at once, and I'm going to go to this thing. And that was sort of like the moment where I was like, yeah, this isn't the same. This isn't just like another one of Jeff's things, because I've had a lot of another one of Jeff's things.
Right. So, but there's a big life lesson in all that. And I don't know if I've shared this with you or not, but I'm sure I have. I've shared almost everything with you. This year I got myself into a mindset where I stopped waiting for open doors or stopped looking for open doors, because I'm one of those guys, I see an open door, I walk through it. And I walk through so many wrong doors that lead to these rooms that I shouldn't be in.
Like this.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Yeah. So, but this year has been that the focus has been on looking for those closed doors, looking for things to shut down, because that then forces a new direction. I kind of feel like that's what happened to you, is these doors closed, and now look where you are. It goes back with your whole failure mindset. If those things hadn't happened, I'm not saying those things were failures, but if those things hadn't happened and you hadn't learned the things, this wouldn't be as successful as it is right now.
Yeah. So, I look back, I was on a podcast yesterday. I'm going to share this, and I hope the host doesn't mind. I don't know when the episode comes out, but one of the questions he asked me was, who is the greatest teacher you've ever had? It took me a minute, because I'm like, it's always weird. My wife can pull out like conversations she had with teachers in 3rd grade, and like things that like severely impacted her life from a teacher. And I can think of maybe one. It had literally nothing. Like I can't even remember half of my teacher's name. And I don't think it's any fault to them necessarily. I just think it didn't hit me the same way. But I answered him. I said, "This might sound funny, but it's me." And he's like, "Okay." I'm like, "Let me explain." I said, "It's me 10 years ago. It's me 5 years ago. It's me 30 minutes ago. It's me 2 days ago. It's me reflecting on everything else. And I think
insert Matthew McConaughey, right? Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit, right? Same thing like what you're chasing. But I really think if you truly reflect on things and you truly try to look at any mistakes, those doors that you shouldn't have walked through, the doors that slam shut on you, the doors that you caught your foot in or slammed your thumb in, right? And you reflect properly, you will be your best teacher. And if you educate your students on how to do that, you'll be their best teacher too. And so now in that episode, he's a phenomenal host. He did a really good job of actually bringing that back around and wrapping into a conversation we had at the beginning of the episode. So it'll be great, but we'll mention, I'll wait till it comes out. But anyway, yeah. So like it is like all those failures, right? All those things led us to this. It leads me to get this. Which, by the way, can I say something? I didn't say this to you when I thanked you for it, but like it's funny. It's cool. It was great to get something from you. Like, that's just awesome. I appreciate that. But like, I'm trying to figure out like, does it say mentor? Cause that's the only thing you could find that said okayest. Because I'm like, the idea that I'm like a mentor to you is absurd to me.
Well, so here's the thing. So first of all, you are 4.5 years younger than me. So I'm not going to say your age, but now people can do the math. But I learn from you. I mean, I'm not part of the Teach Better hierarchy, but I learn from you. Even just sitting around having a beer, I'm learning from you. The first time we connected was literally just us sitting. Ray's throwing it out there. There you go. We were just connecting, and you were just talking to me about a lot of the stuff you just shared about business and the journey that you've been on, and just your openness and willingness to share that. And then when we sat down and we had coffee at that Panera, it was just literally me just being the sponge, and your just willingness to share and grow. And I feel like that's what you do. You just provide value to people, and to me particularly. And that's what a mentor is. It's not, you don't have positional authority over me in any way. You can't hire me or fire me or any of that stuff. It's just, I learn from you, I grow from you, and you make me better. So yeah, you are okayest.
I promised myself I wouldn't cry today, but you're really testing me on that, buddy. I appreciate that. I feel the same. Like, I feel the same way with us, and I think that's why we have fun on this and why it works, is because I think we both do that really well with each other. We're just not just sharing, but like the willingness to be vulnerable with each other and share good things, bad things, failures, whatever. And then also, I think we both look at each other and go, "Let me be the sponge for a minute. Let me get Dave talking about the sponge for a little bit." So I think that's. But
at the same time, you're also a group hug. Yeah. At the same time, though, I think you do a good job of that's that iron sharpens iron thing, where it's not just all feel good, lovey dovey, let's hug it out, bro type of stuff either. If there are things that, I mean, if you have an opinion to state, you'll share it, and that's what's so cool about it, and that's what helps people grow. So.
Well, I appreciate that, man.
Absolutely. Well, it's your birthday. I'm going to be nice today. Wait till next week.
Next week,
next week, I'm unloading with all the stuff I'm biting my tongue on right now.
Everything you've been thinking. So you went live this morning.
I did. Oh my gosh. Can I just tell you this week? So I have gotten to know you and Ray quite a bit over the last year or so. Love you guys to death. This week, I got to hang out with Caitlin and Chad, and these are two people that I follow and I admire and I worship. But oh my gosh, this week, oh my gosh, was my world just spinning? My head has been spinning. I have not slept since Monday because of the conversation I had with Caitlin on Monday, and then this morning I got to follow that up with Chad, and it's just like, boom, absolute mind blowing amazingness from those two Teach Better awesome people. It has been incredible. Yeah,
I've heard of both of them.
They're pretty good people, and they are both the boss, if they haven't told you that yet. So I'm not sure how that works, but
let's get something very clear here. Caitlin is the boss. Chad's not even like close to there. Like Chad's like the guy underneath the guy underneath the guy who doesn't actually have a position. Caitlin is the boss. That's just the way it goes.
Chad's that Office Space guy when you guys constantly move his stapler on him, right?
We put him in the basement, like but he's there, and he's just actually, no. They are both. Chad's Chad's, let's just, okay, we all know Caitlin's awesome. I talk about that all the time. You can listen to like probably 38 episodes of the podcast where at some point I say that Caitlin's awesome, even if we aren't talking about her. I don't know if I give Chad his due very often because typically I'm just making fun of him like I just did. But, I spent the first probably 3 years of this company. Like I spent it basically in cars with Chad. Occasionally planes, but most of the time we weren't spending money on planes because we didn't have it, so we had to drive, right? So hours and hours and hours in the car, and then splitting hotel rooms, like spending time, like breakfast, lunch, everything. Like we were just together all the time and learning and stuff. And so it's weird, like when you spend that much time with someone for that long and you're learning from them, you kind of like forget that you're learning as much as you are from them, if that makes sense. And you start to know them, right? So you just start understanding them and like what they're gonna say. You've heard the line a million times, all stuff like that. But Chad will do this thing every now and then, like he gets going on something, or I talk about something, and he gives me a different angle, and I stop and I'm like, man, sometimes I forget how freaking brilliant you are.
Seriously,
like,
that dude
I hate it. It drives me crazy. Like, because there's some other things where I'm like, how are you even part of this team, dude? Like, because you asked me a question, I'm like, yeah, this is how you do that. Here's the email I sent you. I've actually forwarded to you 6 times and you still don't know how to do this. But then, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on. And I'm like, I think I'm going to replace him with somebody. I'm thinking about it. And then he goes on a tangent on something. I'm like, holy cow, this guy's brilliant. So like he does that a lot to me. He's not actually the other part.
He's like this mad scientist living in a submarine. And every once in a while he pops open the periscope just to look around and he goes back down. And he's like just coming up with these crazy cool concoctions. Then when you talk to him, his brilliance emerges because the stuff that he says makes so much sense. It's not like he's talking over your head. He's speaking to you and you're just like, holy crap, you're absolutely right. Yep. Everything that you just said is absolutely right. And that's how I was this morning. We were on supposedly talking about my book, but I'm just like, keep talking, Chad. Don't turn this back on me. It's your turn. Talk to me, Chad. That's what it was.
He has this weird way of I guess for lack of like this weird way of words where he pulls out random, like very like intelligent words that I'm like, oh, I didn't know you knew how to do that. But then here's the best part about so much of what he says and when he gets ranting is that he can go show you the research that backs it.
Yeah.
Like that's, and so a lot of people don't know that like Chad, before Chad was a teacher, he was a scientist. He was in a lab. He worked in a science lab and then eventually went back to become a teacher. He was already, he already had his bachelor's degree and did that. And I credit a lot of like where he is now and our success to that, because I think when he had that year they talked about his worst year ever and he like didn't know what to do, he went to the research and he studied the research that supposedly gave the solutions to the problems he was having. And that's how he created the grid method. So that's why it's like, when talking about research back, I'm like, yeah, like that's because he broke it down like a scientist. He didn't look at it like, he really went down and like broke it down to the ones and zeros basically and was trying to figure it out. And that's how he operates. And sometimes I forget that. And I'm like, yeah, you're just making stuff up like I do. And he's like, oh no, this is why. I'm like, oh, that's right, it's research based. Good job, buddy.
I'm just thinking about these two ends of the spectrum, and you guys like sharing hotel rooms and car trips and stuff. You're hanging out with rock stars and parkour athletes, and he's the scientist out there trying to solve the answers to everything that's going wrong in the world. And then these two worlds just meet and make this amazing thing. Thank God for Ray and Caitlin. Oh my gosh, thank God for them, because I can only imagine what this looked like 5-6 years ago.
So funny thing about that, and I don't know if you knew this, I think you know this, but like Chad was one of those rock stars.
Yeah.
So that's like actually how we that's how we met. Chad was a drummer in a band called Silence So Loud. You can still find their music on YouTube, by the way. Silence So Loud. There's 2 of them. There's a heavy metal band from California. They're the rock band from Ohio. Anyway, but yeah, so like he, but he was a scientist at that time, like when he was doing that and stuff too. Yeah, it's an interesting. It was definitely, I don't know. We balanced each other out really well, and then, he and I talked about. We talked about just the other day because he like heard something that made him think about just like how we sort of like. We work well together because we kind of were we complement each other's like the gaps that we have and stuff, and we do that really well. And I think then then you have Ray in there who fills in all the other pieces that we're missing, right? Or polishes them and things of that, and has that different view. And she really brought another level of challenge to Chad's pedagogical thinking, because a lot of what I've learned from about education. It's from him, from those days of driving around. Now my learning spectrum is much bigger and stuff from everyone else, people like you as well. But like, you know, that was a really cool thing where bringing these other people in was really important for us to continue to challenge ourselves on what we're talking about, what we're looking at, what the problems we're trying to solve, and listening to the teachers that we work with and stuff like that. So,
well, and that's something I really love about the Teach Better group is that each and every one of you embrace the idea of constant learning and constantly growing and evolving. You know, you guys present a ton of answers to a lot of problems, but yet you're also constantly looking for better answers to those same problems, and you're constantly evolving your thinking. Even Chad and I this morning were talking about some of the stuff that back when the grid method was first developed, you know, years ago. His thinking has evolved since then. Yeah. And back then it was the answer to what ailed him in his classroom. Well, the answer today would be much different than the answer was 5, 6, 7 years ago. And some of that is just having conversations with you, people that aren't in that educational space day in and day out, or Ray, who's living and breathing it in her classroom, or all these people that are commenting and chatting right now. And you're constantly a sponge from all these other people and their experiences and growing. So you're not just this platform that uses Teach Better as a slogan. I mean, you embrace it. It's who you are. So it's super cool.
Yeah. And I mean, that you're so true, because like, I mean, the framework of the grid method has evolved so much since that first time. And the way in which we train on it has evolved so much, in the way that we talk about it and the way that we think about it so much. And it comes from, you know, everything that you mentioned, and also just like, I mean, thousands and thousands of teachers whose rooms we've walked into who have done, like, from the littlest things that are actually really, really brilliant that don't always come up. Like, you know, we do a lot of like the triage system, a lot of the basic ways with cups, right? Red, yellow, and green cup based on, so students can show you where they're at, right? We had a teacher that, you know, a couple of years ago was like, hey, I added a blue cup for bathroom. We're like, that's freaking brilliant. Now it's in there. Like, you know, just like those little things, right? And then you talk about, like, you know, then you have teachers who challenge it, who say, well, wait a minute, like, I think that's really great, but here's where I don't think things line up. And Chad doesn't say, no, you're wrong. He says, oh, that might not be a bad idea. So, and it's a matter of like, yeah, but does that mean how we were saying it's wrong, or is this just another way? And that's, I think, the biggest piece. And I think that all comes back to, and this is kind of how Teach Better sort of like this just felt right to go to change because we used to just be, you know, the grid method. Was from day one. Chad always said, he's like, I never want to walk into a classroom and tell someone how to teach. I never want to do that, because teachers are amazing. They're unique. They all have their own styles. He goes, I just want to go places and be like, hey, here's this thing that helped me, and maybe it'll help you. Use it if you'd like. Like, that's all he wanted to do. And so that's where the Teach Better thing came, and eventually evolved into just the mindset that we're trying to get. And so it's really all just Chad. I'm not sure what I've done. Like, you know, Caitlin might, I think she's just going to take over and just take it there. Hi, Aaron. Good to see you.
And you know what? As long as we can keep having beers on Wednesday, I'm totally cool with Caitlin taking over.
Me too.
So like, feel free, whatever. Just brings us up. We can have beers every day of the week if that happens. So that's fine.
This is what I want. This is all I would like to do. Right here. This would be great. Anyway, so what else is going on with you? Like, how's
honestly?
Where are you at in your preparation / start of, or whatever, for your college stuff?
College oh my gosh. That's a great question. So starting the full-time gig as a college professor it's different. I've done the adjunct thing for, I don't even know, 5, 6 years, and now going full-time into that this fall. It is terrifying and it's exciting at the same time. The terrifying piece is actually the part that should be the most liberating, because I'm almost like an independent contractor right now. I only have to teach 2 classes, and the rest of my time is up to me to figure out how to spend it. They put you in 3 buckets. There's the service piece, there's the publication piece, and then there's the teaching. But they say when it comes to college professors, teaching is like the least valuable component of those 3 buckets for promotion and getting tenure and all that. It's all about the service and the publication. And there are some people that just kind of wallow in that because they don't know what to write, when to write, where to write, or where to speak, or how to help other people. But for me, I'm like, oh my gosh, this means, seriously, you're going to pay me to do this kind of thing here? Mm-hmm. I get to sit around and have conversations with people, talk to people, learn from people, write about it, and you're going to pay me for that. And they're like, yeah, that's exactly it. So right now, it's just trying to find that laser focus. So I'll be very real. I I'll mention like Caitlin. Caitlin and I, we talked on Monday, and now we've been like talking every day right now because our wheels are spinning on all these things. We want to continue our conversation and grow and learn from each other. And I want to make sure that I'm able to stay focused on my wheelhouse without going 1,000 different directions.
Sure.
And that's the hardest piece for me right now, is making sure that I can stay focused on the focus and stay true to my wants, my needs, my desires, my passions, all of that kind of stuff. So I'm busy right now, but right now the busyness is just trying to narrow things for myself.
Gotcha. What's the course? You have 2 courses that you're teaching?
Yeah. So I'm going to be a professor of educational leadership. So I'm in the doctoral and master's programs, working with future school leaders. Okay. So this first semester, 2 courses, standard courses that everybody has to take when they go through those is change leadership and the principalship. So what's it mean to be a principal, and what does it mean to change and learn, evolve, and grow your organization?
So, so you guys, are you going back? Is it going to be virtual to start? Is that the plan?
Well, here's the beauty of it. Is the courses that I teach are virtual regardless.
So it's all okay. So I was wondering because of where the person would be.
But I'm about an hour and a half away, and my commitment is only to be on campus twice, even in a real world. So not talking COVID, pandemic, the real world. I only have to be on campus twice a month if I choose to be. I mean, it's almost like if somebody said, "Pick the dream job, Dave."
Yeah.
And this is my alma mater where I graduated with my bachelor's. They're like, really cool. Here you go. So
that's cool. Yeah. So I think it'd be cool to do a live stream with all of your principal candidates. Yeah.
No.
Why not? About midway through.
Okay. Okay. As long as it's not about talk to us. How is Dave doing as your professor?
No.
It's about their
journey. Yeah. I mean, if we talk about you, whatever, that's fine. We'll let them brag on you. But like, I mean, in the this idea of like where they're at on their journey, like this great crew of people that you'll have a very familiar piece on like where they're at, right?
Right.
They can share stuff too. So, just always spending, brother.
You're always thinking of the next thing. I love it. I
got plans for you. I got a lot of okayish plans.
Spoken like a real mentor. You've got plans for other people. Plans. Well done.
Let's talk about plans for other people. Tomorrow morning, I think I'm allowed to share this. I don't know. We'll just say
you're doing it. Want me to text Caitlin and ask her?
Morning, we're going to get Caitlin. Let me know if I'm violating it. I think we're already putting it out. Tomorrow morning, we are going to go live for a few hours. I don't know how many hours. It's a few hours with Ray and with my dude Adam. Welcome to celebrate their new book, Teachers Deserve It.
Oh my gosh! Speaking of excitement,
we've got a bunch of special guests popping in throughout the time that are all people that are connected to the book, which is really, really cool. I'm really excited because there's several people that I've never met before. Until this, because they're in the book, their stories included in the book, things like that. Joe said it's 3 hours, so it's obviously out there because Joe knows more than me. Thank you, Joe. So that's fun. That's starting at 9 a.m. Eastern time, and kicking it off with me is actually the boss, Caitlin. So we're gonna kick it off. We're gonna get her thoughts and stuff, and then Adam and Ray are gonna be in with us the whole time, and we're gonna have people popping in and stuff. We've got a lot of really cool people jumping in. Even like Dave Burge is gonna jump in and talk to us about why they wanted to publish the book, how they're excited and stuff. So we're gonna get a lot of really cool vantage points of the book, and I'm super pumped to just like. It's gonna embarrass Ray the whole time.
That's amazing.
Because it's gonna make her blush the whole time, stuff like that. So I'm super excited. Also, I mean, 3 hours of live streaming with Adam Welcome, like I'll take it. Like I'm game.
Is he gonna be jogging while he does this? Because he could jog the entire time. He could sprint the full time.
I don't think Adam jogs.
that guy's a beast.
I think Adam runs.
In all seriousness, this is the thing that I am most excited about this summer. I mean, I
right now or their book?
No, Jeff, the book. Yeah, you're awesome. This book coming out. Honestly,
I'm sorry, but that was such a pure reaction of just.
No, not at all. Come on, be real. No, this book being released is like the moment. I joked with Ray back in the spring, and I said, now that Top Gun 2 is being delayed till December, this is the thing that I'm waiting for. And it is finally here. And I got my notification right before I came on with you. My book is being delivered on Saturday. So do not interrupt me this weekend. I have plans. Now I know, don't interrupt me from 9 till noon tomorrow. I have plans. This is like the thing that I'm most excited. Two of the most dynamic people on the planet collaborating on something. This is like if Beyonce could somehow collaborate with Michael Jackson. I mean, that's what this is right now. This is energy, excitement, soul. It's all there. I'm pumped. I can't wait. I don't know. That Beyonce and Michael Jackson thing took it to a weird place. I know, but
I'm contemplating your duo there. But I'm with you. I get your point. No, this has been it's really exciting.
Do I need to clarify too that Ray is the Beyonce and
Adam I was going to let it. I was going to let
it. Just listen. Okay,
but that's fine. No, so super cool. So hopefully you can join us tomorrow. We'll be doing that. Like I said, 3 hours. We'll be on all the platforms that we're on right now. Just chatting about. We're gonna get a lot of inside scoop on the book, which is gonna be a lot of fun. So super cool stuff.
Seriously, can't wait.
Yeah. So when's your next book coming out?
Oh,
I feel can I open that door for you? You tried to close that. You tried to close.
Stay tuned.
So that's a door that Dave's trying to close, and I'm just taking the hinges off.
No, it's actually not. So this is a door that has been opened widely this week. So I can't wait. I can't wait. Soon.
Excited.
So going back, I saw Marlena was here. I don't know if she's still here or not, but that's one of the cool things about this whole thing is how things evolve. So Marlena, for those that don't know, she was the publisher behind Bold Humility. Is that this educational circle? It is such a tangled web of amazing people and things that just grow out of other things. Like the book that just came out right now I literally started writing it the day that Bold Humility came out. And this book just came out last week and I've already started working on the next thing. And I'm so excited. I'm pumped.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It is.
It's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of writing. That's a lot of words.
You know what? Thank God for technology. Voice to text. You can just sit there and talk to your phone. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm getting attacked by my friend here, so I'm just going to say hello. Let me say hi to Casey. Okay, you need to get down, baby girl. She's not little, so when she wants to jump up, she kind of gets away. Hi, Carrie. Good to see you. Thank you for the happy birthday. If I haven't said hi to someone, I apologize. We were in the stuff, and I know a bunch of people popped in and comments and stuff like that. But so what's going on? What are you doing tonight after this? What's on tap? I don't know.
Today? What's the birthday plan?
So my mother-in-law called me and wished me a happy birthday, which is great. She's like, "What are you doing? Do something special tonight." And I'm like, "I might sit outside and have a drink. I guess that's what I'll do." And she's like, "You should do something with your family." I'm like, "Maybe they can be there too. That's fine." So. Whatever. No, just kind of hanging out. Last night, my wife got me some baked wings.
Nice.
I still haven't had fried. I don't know when's the last time I had. I'm not doing any deep fried foods. I still haven't done that it's been 200 and something days. And the biggest thing I miss is, French fries. But the other biggest thing I miss is wings, and so I can do baked wings. And so she got some baked wings, which they were good, but I ate too many. So that was like my celebration there. You
gonna go sit in the pool and have a drink tonight?
No, I don't know if we'll fill the pool. Well, maybe I don't know. It's warm enough outside. I might just go sit on the porch. I like to sit on my front porch and watch people walk around our neighborhood and stuff.
Dude, you are such an old man. Are you gonna get out the hose too and just water the yard while you do it?
Oh yeah, slow down.
Wear some slippers and a robe.
Just yell at them if they're driving too fast, if they're goofing around. No, I like to, actually that's usually my morning routine. Is I get my coffee and I'll sit out there and just listen to not to sound whatever, but listen to the world kind of wake up. Is one of my favorite things. Actually, typically if we're having drinks, we're out back. So maybe it's not back. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I might just fall asleep.
Perfect though. That seriously sounds like the perfect old man birthday.
It does, doesn't it?
Sit out back, leave me alone, let me have a drink, and fall asleep. Boom. You've made it. You have finally made it.
Find someone to carry me to my room, just throw it in or whatever. Just put a blanket on me or a towel or something, whatever. I'm good. So no, I think we're just kind of hanging out. We're planning to have a relaxed weekend this weekend as a sort of celebration with that. So
that's awesome.
Which I don't know if I can. I actually don't So last night, we just relaxed, right? the kids actually went over to grandma's house, and Amy and I just like we watched Tommy Boy.
Yeah. Oh, you're not that old yet. That's awesome.
I said at 8:00 I've got our real entertainment on. She's like, "What is it?" I'm like, "It's just a movie." She's like, "Okay, what movie?" I'm like, "Well, it's a tale of a young prince who's thrust into power after his father's brutally murdered, and he's just challenged and entangled in the challenge of trying to fill his father's footsteps while dealing with his own inner demons." And she looked at me and she's like, "All right." I'm like, another note is that it's a movie that if you and I have ever argued about it, it's whether or not it's awesome or super awesome. And she got it. So that's a How I Met Your Mother reference. If no one's ever watched How I Met Your Mother, but there's an episode where Ted and his one girlfriend, they argue about everything. And like, they have this argument about Tommy Boy where they like have these deep meetings, and then Marshall and Lily goes, she goes, "The only argument we've ever had about Tommy Boy is whether it's awesome or super awesome. That's love." And so that's just been like for Amy and I, we just joke like, I'm like, it's either awesome or super awesome. And the answer is super awesome. So we watched Tommy Boy last night, and then after that, I flipped over to Discovery and watched Sharks because I love sharks. So and she fell asleep, and I ate the rest of the wings.
Boom! You are living the dream.
Finish them off late night.
Seriously, you are living the dream, man. I'm so jealous. This is why you're my mentor right there. You're telling me how to live life. You know what I did last night is I finally watched Hamilton.
Did you really?
Hadn't seen it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So I hate musicals. I hate it. Like, people don't break out in the song in real life, but Hamilton had me riveted. Absolutely riveted. So don't tell Disney this, but I stole the password and all that stuff from my parents who were just up here last week. And so I might have bootlegged some Disney Plus just for the night, just for Hamilton. I'll pay for it this weekend. Don't worry, because you got me hooked. That's what Disney did. They got me hooked, and now I'm buying it. So, but it was incredible. Yeah. Just the writing of it blew my mind. So I watched that, and then I was up all night just thinking about Hamilton. Like, who sits up all night thinking about Alexander Hamilton? This guy. It was so good.
I've never seen it. I can't even. I don't think I could tell you what it's about.
Alexander Hamilton. I just told you.
Well, I figured that much. But like, what?
All you need to know.
Okay, great. That doesn't really give me a synopsis of the story, though.
Okay, so he dies in the end. I'll ruin it for you.
I heard he died. Yeah. Great.
So there you go. And the rest of it's just legit. It's so good. You got to watch it. You have to. You have to. You have to.
Other people agree.
I've got the password. I can send you.
Let's do that. I like it. Let's keep breaking the laws. That's a good night though. Did you watch it by yourself? Or you watch it with your family? What'd you do?
I hung out down here in the basement and watched it. It was the best 2.5 hours I've spent in a long time doing nothing. It was so good. So good.
Sometimes you just need to do nothing.
Yep.
Like we always do something.
Like this. That's the point of this. It's nothing with something, you know?
I had a bunch of stuff I was trying to get done. It was just like, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little stressed out. Like prior to I'm just going. I'm just like, oh good, I have to stop. That's why I love this. Like I'm like, I have to stop.
Yeah, I was talking to
man, I gotta stop and have drinks with Dave.
Right. No, but you have to schedule it. I was talking, you know Rochelle Danae Poth. I was talking to her literally right before I got on with you. Yeah, right before, yeah. And she is a woman who is literally doing all the things all the time, constantly. And we had this conversation that you can't live that James Brown lifestyle where you're just out there being Mr. Entertainment. You have to schedule time to just shut it down. And I say that's why I go for my runs. I don't run to try to get healthy. I run because nobody else that I know in my immediate circle goes for a run, and I can just go be by myself. I do this because every Wednesday at 4:00, I know I can just shut it down for a little bit and just breathe. It is so important to schedule it. Otherwise, you'll come up with a list of 1,000 other things that you should be doing instead of taking time for you. So
I agree. That's why I love it. And what's great about it is it was totally organic because we just started like calling each other, and it just happened to be that it was Wednesday, right in the smack middle of the week, middle of the day. Like it just worked out really well that way. But so like even if we get to where like no one's watching, I'm pretty sure we'll just keep doing this. Like
done.
Hopefully they'll keep watching and we can do it live and stuff because that's fun. But yeah, I think it's very important to have that. And if you and I think the key here is like if you struggle to do that, like to intentionally set time, you still try to get there. But sometimes you need to do something like this, have something with someone else that allows you to turn it off, right? And then do it. So that's pretty cool. So
and you and we're always looking for other people to come hang with us. So if you need help with this, let us know. And 4 o'clock on Wednesdays. I mean, we'll hook you up. You're here.
Come hang. It'll be a good time. All right. Well, we've been going for about 45 minutes. That's pretty good.
That's good.
We're going to wrap. So we got tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern time. We've got people popping in all day or all 3 hours long. So I got to tell a quick little story that Ray and I were talking with, and we're talking about doing that. She's like, and she kept like adding, like, she kept saying, like, we kept talking, well, not she, we kept talking about like, oh, and we can have this come in. Well, if we're going to do that, we should have like, we would do like 3 spots where people pop in. What about that? I'm like, oh, you should totally have like Dave come on too and talk about from the publisher side. That'd be really great. She's like, yeah. And she's like, well, I'm thinking. And I'm like, you're thinking you want to do another 12. That's what you're thinking right now. She's like, I think that's what you're trying to get me to do. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure we just decided to do another 12-hour live.
Yeah.
So we settled on 3. But
you guys had to say that talk today?
No, it was a couple of days ago.
That's crazy though.
This was a pretty quick turnaround. Not gonna lie.
That's awesome.
And so, in fact, when I shared it with the team, I'm like, "Hey, team, very sorry that this is super short notice, but this was kind of a quick turnaround." And and then you go on this thing where like Ray and I work very well that way. We can flip things very quickly. But a lot of times when we do that, we forget to tell anyone else that we're doing something. We're like, "Oh, by the way, we did this thing, and we're about to post it on social media, so you all should know what's going on too." And so, luckily the team deals with us on that. But we did it. I mean, Ray did 90% of it. I'm like, yeah, I'll go live the whole time and be the.
So just so I can get this straight. So today, Chad and I went live at 9 o'clock. Tomorrow, there's a live at 9 o'clock. Man, if only you guys could keep this momentum going and do things like this every morning. Man, that'd be amazing.
Talk about that. Well, I'll take it under advisement.
Okay, fair enough.
See what happens. All right, brother. I appreciate you. I love my new mug. It's worked great today. The beer tastes fantastic. Shout out to our guys over at Rivalry Brews. And today I was with Sibling Revelry Brewing out in Westlake, so that was cool. And Blue Moon, of course.
Boom. There you go.
Thanks everyone for jumping in and hanging out with us. Hopefully you got a little chance to take a break and get back to whatever it is. Dave, enjoy. Did you run this morning or are you going out tonight?
I already ran this morning. So now I just did go sit and relax a little bit.
I might actually just go for a run now. It's been very easy because I actually think I have an injury in my leg. So I'm taking it very, very carefully right now, but I know I'm seeing a PT here soon because
38, man, sucks.
Do you even remember that long ago?
Oh my gosh, I had hair to my shoulders when I was 38.
Did you really?
No, back in college I did, but not when I was 38.
I had in high school. I'd grow it down to here. I had 6 earrings.
I can still get mine in. Yeah.
I can't. It's been a long time since I put them in, but my hair came down. When it got here, it kind of wigged out. So kind of waved, got very waved out, wavy, and so I just let it go.
I wanted to be Joey Lawrence from Blossom. That was my goal. I had it all. Yeah, I don't know why.
I think I wanted to be Dave Schmittou, and Joey Lawrence from Blossom is what it was.
That's amazing.
I wanted to be John Bon Jovi.
Oh, there you go. That's a good one to be.
Circa 1995, where he cut it a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think
we're a mess.
I just didn't want to cut it.
You're a mess.
Anyway, so great hanging out with you. Good seeing everybody. Make sure if you haven't got Dave's book, go get Dave's book. If you know how to spell his last name, you can find him everywhere and everything. And make sure you join us tomorrow. Teachers Observer actually comes out tomorrow, officially released. It's been on pre-order since Saturday, so you can get that on Amazon. You can still pre-order it. I think. I don't think it's sold out.
You still can. Yep.
But you'll be able to actually order tomorrow as well. We're going to be talking to not only Ray and Adam, the authors, but also to Dave Burgess, who published it, and also to a bunch of the teachers that are featured in the book and had input and say into the book. It's going to be really, really cool to do that. So join us at 9 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow for that. And then tomorrow's also Mastery Chats. We always have that going on tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. So, Dave, are you live tomorrow with anybody or?
I just got a 3-hour commitment to be locked in watching this stuff tomorrow morning. So, no, I am shutting it down and just hanging out watching this.
You've been live so much. I just wanted to make sure. I didn't know if you had any things popping in.
I think so. Oh, actually, tomorrow I'm working with one of our friends here from Florida. I forgot. Yeah.
Are you live?
What's off this? I got to work on a presentation because I'm working with a school in Florida tomorrow. So.
Oh, you're working at a school? Okay,
yeah.
Cool. Well, good. That's awesome.
And that's not till 11, so I've got 2 hours to hang out with you guys.
Yeah, and you could take a break and just bring them to the live stream.
Done. There you go.
Like, hey guys, I know you're looking for like a lot of just watch this, right? Do host a watch party and you'll be good. All right, appreciate everyone. We'll see you all next week, and we'll see you tomorrow morning, hopefully. So appreciate you.
Awesome.